Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to Double Indemnity, the podcast where we discuss new movie releases and we review them. This one today is not super new movie release, but it's kind of new, so we're going to call it new.
It's newish.
It's newish. When did it come out?
July of 2022.
That's like a year ago. It's not really new.
It was delayed.
It's been less than a year. It was delayed?
Yeah, it was made in 2021, but then COVID delayed it, apparently.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's not even close to being new anymore. But I don't know. We'll talk about what the movie is later. So, just want to preemptively say be prepared for lots of spoilers. We're going to spoil the whole movie. We're going to talk about everything that happened, basically. And remember to follow us on LetterBoxd to leave comments on the next movie that we're going to watch, because we post the movie prior to talking about it.
Speaking of, we haven't decided what we're going to do.
I don't even want to talk about that. I don't even want to talk about that. We never figure out. I don't even think to do that. I literally never think like, oh, what should we watch Netflix like next week when we're recording the podcast? So usually there's a lot of editing that I have to do at the end when we're trying to figure out what movie we want to talk about next week. Yeah. So let's just dive in before we get into the movie itself, and let's do what we are watching right now. We're showless right now. I will say that we're not watching a TV show, which usually we always have a show. I feel like everybody always has a show that they're watching.
That's true.
Right now we don't, so that's kind of sad. We could use some recommendations.
I've got plenty of shows I want to watch.
Yeah, but I don't.
You just don't want to watch them.
Yeah. I'm picky.
Yeah, true.
I don't like things that are too depressing. But yeah, movies. We just watched She Said. I think we talked last week. We had just started it and we just finished it this week.
Yeah, that was the day after or so.
We just watched, what was that movie called that we watched today?
Patriots Day.
Patriots Day, about the Boston Marathon, because that happened around this time of year in 2013, so like exactly 10 years ago. A very emotional movie. I was trying so hard not to cry in it. It was like multiple parts that are like really hard to watch. It was very sad. Are we watching anything else? Have we watched
the
movies?
Hangover movies?
True, we watched The Hangover Part 3. We went to Sioux Falls yesterday to celebrate Jonathan's birthday, and we stayed the night there, and we watched Hangover Part 3. I just love all the Hangover movies. I think they're funny.
I think they're funny too.
They're easy to watch.
A good time.
They're a little vulgar for me. Like, I don't love vulgar humor, but I still enjoyed it.
I like it.
Yeah. Are we watching anything else?
We watched. Let me look at my letterbox.
Oh, true. You just put all your movies on your letterbox.
And then Brittany runs a marathon too.
Well, we watched that the week before. We talked about that last week.
Oh, really?
So we have checked all the boxes. We honestly haven't watched a lot of TV this week. We were very busy.
Yes.
And we're going to be very busy this week.
Busy this week as well.
Yeah, so we probably won't watch a lot this week, but we will watch whatever the undecided movie is for next week. Okay.
Whatever that may be.
So, Jonathan, would you like to delve into what the movie of today is?
I will delve. It is RRR.
Initiate Delvage.
Well said. Or it's like Roar, Rise, Revolt. There's several different
They were dead
meanings.
Multiple different times. They like, if there was an R in a word, they were like, ooh, there's an R.
It's water.
Accentuate
it's fire.
R. Story has an R in it. They just loved doing that.
Directed by S.S. Rajamouli. Also, apologies for any of the names that I will butcher.
All the names. I apologize
in the next couple minutes.
We do not know how to pronounce them, and we are sorry. We're going to do our best.
Yes. He is a very popular Indian director. He is known for doing big blockbuster action movies. Let me see here. Yeah, he did these two movies called Bahubali and then Bahubali 2 in 2014 or 2015, 2017, and a bunch of other Bollywood movies. And he's very popular.
He's like a big shot in Bollywood?
Yep.
Okay.
This movie stars N.T. Rama Rao Jr. as Beam.
I don't know how to pronounce their names. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Ram Charan as Raju. Ray Stevenson as Scott Buxton. He was the The
bad guy.
English.
He was the bad guy.
English chancellor. I don't know what you call him.
I just kept calling him like the head of the British leaders in the area.
Olivia Morris as Jenny, who was Beam's love interest.
Yes.
Ajay.
And the Jenny girl was British. Like, she was a part of like the British colonizers.
Yeah.
But she was Beam's love interest. So they were kind of like a Romeo Juliet thing.
True. She was almost played by Daisy Edgar Jones.
Who is that? I've heard of the name.
The Crawfords movie. What's it called?
The Crawdads?
Yeah, where are the Crawdads thing? Almost played by
She looks
her.
just like that girl.
Literally.
Oh my God, so that girl almost like got into Bollywood.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But then she had to she was cast opposite earlier but exited from the film due to family issues.
Oh. That's crazy. I had no idea. That probably would have been the only person I recognized.
Oh yeah, me too.
That's cool. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't expecting there to be. I didn't know this was about British, like the colonial time. So I wasn't expecting there to be so many like English actors. I was very surprised.
There was Ajay Devin. I don't know how to pronounce that.
I don't know.
As Ramaraju, so the main character. One of the main characters, Raju, his father, in the flashbacks.
Okay.
He plays him. He is one of the most popular Indian actors / celebrities.
Really?
Yeah, one of the highest paid.
It's so interesting. Like the world of like Bollywood is so separated from like Hollywood to like the point of like there are these actors who are like world famous, you know, and I've never heard of them or like ever seen a picture of them, you know, like Nick Jonas's wife. What's her name?
Priyanka Chopra.
Yeah, like isn't she huge in Bollywood?
She's huge. Yeah,
she's huge. I mean, I think I saw her in A Good Place. Is that the same? No, I don't think that's the same person. That's not the same person. But I literally had never heard of her until she married Nick Jonas.
Yeah.
So I was like, they're such separated industries.
That TV show Quantico. I've never seen it, but I've seen trailers for it.
She's a good actress.
Yeah, she's in that new
like I've recognized her and stuff now.
Prime show called Citadel coming out. But yeah, she's in a bunch of stuff. And Bollywood makes twice the amount of movies Hollywood does in a year.
What?
Yeah.
They probably make more money too.
Oh yeah.
Than Hollywood does. It's interesting, like how separated it is. I know nothing about it, but it's a way bigger industry. Like I think the biggest YouTube channel is like a Bollywood channel.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm gonna look it up just to fact check myself. But I mean, maybe Mr. Beast has surpassed it because like he's like super popular. I don't know.
He is very popular. And then Alia Bhatt as Sita.
The fiance of Raju.
Raju. She is one of the highest paid Indian actresses of all time.
She was beautiful. She was wonderful. Wow. Yeah, so this was like big names.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And the other actors have been in a lot too. The two mains. And then Ray Stevenson, what was he in? Because I recognized him.
Yeah. As of April 2023, Indian record label T-Series is the most subscribed channel with over 240 million subscribers compared to Mr. Beast, who only has 145 million subscribers. 240 million. And it's for a Indian record label.
That's
T-Series.
crazy.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
I just remember when PewDiePie used to be the biggest channel and he got surpassed by T-Series and everybody was like, whoa, PewDiePie's been surpassed. That's so cool.
Oh, that's not what I meant to click. Oh my goodness.
It's just crazy. We've never heard of any of these things before.
I know.
Like the culture is so separated.
Yeah, Ray Stevenson was in
Sorry.
all the Thor movies, Transport of the Divergent series, G.I. Joe. That's where I saw him from. One of the G.I. Joe movies.
You know what, though? When you look at their YouTube channel, they have 240 million subscribers, 19,000 videos, but their videos only get like a couple thousand views, like 20,000 views. Oh, this one has 2.2 million. It's a teaser for a movie. Some of them get a bunch, and then some of them get like no views.
It's weird.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. Sorry, carry on. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Unbelievable. But yeah, anyways, they've all been in a bunch of stuff. The budget is $72 million. Most expensive Indian movie ever made.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting because that's like not that much for a Hollywood movie.
No, I should have wrote down what the equivalent was in rupees, or maybe it was a different currency. But yeah, it's very expensive.
$72 million?
Mm-hmm.
Well, to us, that's... I don't know. I don't know how far $72 million goes.
That's medium-sized budget in America.
In America, it's a medium-sized budget?
Yeah, like Air was about that.
Yeah, see, I thought that doesn't seem like so unreasonably expensive for a movie. I guess a Hollywood movie. That's interesting. Okay.
And it's the third highest box office for an Indian movie, 160 million worldwide.
Yeah. I remember when we saw it this is on Netflix if you want to watch it. When you see, like, pull it up, the description is literally just like, got like this many million watch hours in the first month and like most popular whatever. Like, it's not a description of the movie at all. It's just literally just says this movie's really freaking popular. You should watch it.
Yes. And it was very popular. I mean, once I started...
It's an Oscar-winning film, everybody.
Yeah.
They won for Best Original Song.
For Natu Natu, and
Natu
completely
Natu.
deserved.
Yeah, it was a jammer, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I remember thinking it was more of a jammer when I saw it at the Oscars. But you know what? I honestly did really like the music in this movie. The music with lyrics, I liked.
Yeah.
Now, like, the background music, I wasn't a huge fan. But the, like, lyric music was really good. I actually really liked it. Yeah, the composers were pretty good. Pretty good. I would say, like, the music that was just background music was, like, a little too dramatic.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
You kind of had to adjust into the movie. At least I did.
Do you have any more...
Get on its wavelength.
Background information? Yeah, well, that's because it was very, like, soap opera-y.
Yes, and a lot of Bollywood movies are.
Yeah.
Granted, I haven't seen barely any, but...
But if you think...
It has that stereotype.
Yeah, it does. But I feel like I didn't even care that it was soap opera-y because I kind of still, like, really enjoyed it. Like, I still thought it was, like, sometimes you just want that straightforward, cheesy drama. Like, that is satisfying. Yeah. And that is all you need to enjoy a movie, you know? Mm-hmm. But this was very soap opera, cheesy drama.
Yeah, this was almost, like, campy. Almost.
I don't know what camp means. I'm never going to know what camp means. Jonathan has explained it to me a million times. I don't like it. Camp is where you go at summer to roast marshmallows and feel uncomfortable.
Feel uncomfortable. Maybe just you. No, I definitely did.
Everybody at the age when they're going to summer camp is just uncomfortable.
That's true.
Yeah, for no reason at all. Just the existence is uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This plot... A fictitious story about two legendary revolutionaries and their journey away from home before they started fighting for their country in the 1920s. The two main characters, Alluri Sita Ramaraju and Komaran Bhim, were freedom fighters of India who didn't meet in real life. This is just a completely fictitious take on if they had actually met.
Yeah, I think I saw that somewhere that, like, the movie is completely fake. They just, like, were inspired by, like, revolutionaries of the time and, like, used their names, right? Yeah. Isn't that what it was? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, there's no way the story could have been true if you watched it.
There's no way.
I mean, there's probably, like, aspects of, like, you know, the terrible things British people did.
For sure, and they did do terrible things. Let's see if I have any other fun facts that I should say in the beginning. The National Board of Review considered it to be one of the best films of the year, making it only the second non-English film ever to make it to the list.
Really? What made it the best film of the year?
Well, it was pretty popular. Everybody likes it. It's got like a 4.
I really liked it.
3.8 on LetterBoxd.
Yeah,
or something.
Like normally, okay. See, here's the thing. This was a 3-hour movie. I have said many a times, if you're gonna make a movie over 2 hours, you better have a darn good reason to, you know. And like, even though I was kind of like, oh my God, there's still an hour and a half left, I was kind of like, oh, there's an hour and a half left. What are they gonna do, you know?
Oh, they're gonna wow me next.
I know. They honestly, like, the writing was so straightforward. Like, there was nothing like, whoa. But then yet also the writing was like, that was a good idea.
Yeah.
You know? Like, they made it work the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's delve into some comments that I had about the movie before we start talking about the plot, because I had a couple things. Okay, I thought that the stunts were ridiculously outrageous, but kind of well done.
Yes.
Like, the stunts were well done. Now, the CGI wasn't great, in my opinion.
It was
like, there were a lot of fake animals
and bad in other parts, but it was honestly like up to par or even better than a lot of Marvel movies.
I was literally gonna say this. The movie was so outrageous because of the superhuman stuff that they did, but yet we watched that like every single day at the movie theater watching a Marvel movie, like a human throwing a car, and it's so casual.
Yes.
And just because they have on some dinky suit, like, it's not weird, you know? But then, like, it happens in this movie, and at first I was like, this is outrageous. But then I'm like, people watch this every day and they love it. Yeah. Like, with all the superhero movies and crap that are popular. So I'm like, who cares that they're superhumans? Like, that is normal. People like to watch movies with people that do amazing things that they wish they could be able to do, you know? Like, that's the whole point.
That's not real life.
Yeah, and it's just completely embraced by, like, this movie, which I liked. And I feel bad at the beginning that I was like, this is hokey, but then I was like, no, this is just what people like to watch, and I like to watch it.
I was thinking the same thing at the beginning. I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, I know. And then I realized, and I'm assuming you felt the same way.
Yeah.
Also, just a heads up, we might be idiots, but we could not figure out what language on Netflix was the correct language.
There is a fun fact about that.
Oh, there is?
Although the film found international success on Netflix, the director was angry with Netflix because they took the only Hindi dubbed version, not the original Telugu or the other dubbed versions in Tamil, Kannada, and Malayalam languages.
So those were the 4 languages they really spoke in the movie?
Yeah.
See, that's what pissed me off, is they should have had, first off, the original audio.
Yeah.
Because it makes a huge difference. Like, you completely strip the actors of, like, their work when you dub them. And then the fact that, like, we didn't even have a choice to watch it in any of the languages that it was actually in is ridiculous. Like, yeah, there was a Hindi version, but it was still completely dubbed, and it was just jumping between Hindi and, like, English. So I was like, we're just gonna watch the English one because there was no option. And for such, like, a big movie, like, this is a big name movie, this is an Oscar-winning movie, you don't have the correct, like, audio on Netflix. That's like, that's infuriating.
Netflix.
Those
like
poor
Netflix,
directors.
but fuck you.
I know. Like, Bollywood finally starts to make a breakthrough into, like, this very, like, strict Western culture of movies in Hollywood. They finally make a breakthrough with a film, and they fuck it up on Netflix.
Yep.
That's so upsetting.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I feel like, honestly, I would have, like, really, really enjoyed the movie if we could watch it, like, truly the way it was made. Like, they did a disservice to the directors and everybody that worked on the movie.
Yeah.
So that's my little rant of being upset about how they dealt with that at Netflix.
Yeah.
And also, just like another rant about Netflix, please get rid of the auto trailer. I'm just tired of it.
Everybody's tired of it.
Everybody hates it. I don't know why they don't get rid of it. Now I'm just attacking Netflix as a organization. So
suck.
But I'm still gonna pay them money every month.
Still gonna pay them money every month.
Movies on it.
We're not gonna boycott or anything.
Yeah, we're not going to riot or anything. Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So, what's your review?
Probably a 4.
I'd give it a 4 too. Like, actually, straight enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, 100%. We took 3 hours out of our day to watch this, and I was honestly, like, not looking forward to it only because it was a 3-hour movie. And I have certain feelings about 3-hour movies. Now, it could have been a mini-series. It could have been a whole television series. Do you know what I mean?
It's true.
With how much they jammed into that movie, like,
I mean, there was
so much happened. So much happened that I'm not going to talk about because, honestly, you should just go freaking watch it.
Yes.
Like, if you, like, okay, you know, like, Yellowstone? Yellowstone is a modern soap opera. You know what I mean? Yeah. It is just a straight soap opera. And people freaking love it for that. That is exactly what this movie
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Like, it is
that's
all
true.
that it needs to be for entertainment. Like, you don't need to have some pretentious storyline or anything. And they honestly, they didn't treat the audience like they were stupid. They did a lot of things where, like, they showed a slight thing and then you were like, whoa.
I know.
Like, it actually meant a lot. There were, like, a lot of significant little moments where, like, oh, they saw something and then all of a sudden it changes the whole story. And, like, you have to be watching to notice it. Like, they didn't treat us like we were stupid. It wasn't, like, a very, like, plain, flat soap opera. It was very in-depth and thought out.
Oh yeah, it was all
Yeah.
well, like, mapped and planned out.
Ranted and Raven over here. Not
Ranted, raving.
ranted.
What's the third R?
Ranted, raved, and renowned.
Renowned.
That'll be the name for the podcast.
For sure. I think
okay.
it's about like 30 minutes too long. With that in mind.
The movie, yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think there were some things they didn't need to do, but I still loved the like dancing scenes and stuff because it wasn't a musical.
But
there was singing. But it was, yeah. But it wasn't too much. I hate a musical, honestly, except for a High School Musical.
I hate a musical too.
It's not that I have anything against them. I just don't. I don't know. They just aren't as entertaining to me as
terrible.
non-musicals. They just don't entertain me as much. But this was entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry, fun fact. The song Not To was shot in Ukraine at the Mariinsky Palace, the presidential palace, a few months before the onset of the Russian invasion.
Wow. Why did they shoot it in Ukraine? They were just trying to find like a bougie palace.
I guess so.
It's a beautiful palace.
Yeah. The Telugu word Natu means country in the rustic or rural sense.
I was really wondering what Natu meant. So it just means country?
I guess so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's sad that it was right before the war started.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you ready to get into the plot?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Just be prepared. Like, as I said, there's a lot of stuff I didn't include just because there's 3 hours worth of material to go off of you guys.
Everything.
So we're going to just go through the main important factoids and things I want to talk about. So this movie takes place in 1920 during the British Raj. The two main bad guys are...
The British what?
The British Raj.
Oh, wait.
Isn't that what it's called?
Oh.
That was like the British
no
reign.
Oh.
Okay, I've got to pull up on Wikipedia.
Oh, you put a hyperlink.
No, the hyperlinks were already there.
Oh.
The British Empire in India is what British Raj means.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I don't know. Is that like an offensive term? Should I not say that?
I probably wouldn't go out in the street saying it all the time, but I don't know.
I don't know. That's what it said on Wikipedia, so I assume that's like what it was.
I doubt it's offensive, babe, but
because it says the British Raj was the rule of the British Crown on the Indian subcontinent, and it was also called the Crown Rule in India or Direct Rule in India.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh my God! It lasted until 1947. That's ridiculous.
It's a long time. Yeah.
Well, if that was an offensive term, I'm sorry I didn't know it.
No, I don't think it's offensive, babe. I just wouldn't. Say it to an Indian person.
Okay. I don't know. That's literally what Wikipedia said was like during the British Raj.
I don't know what I'm even talking about.
So I don't know. If that was offensive, I'm sorry. And then I won't say it again. And I'm going to look it up later.
I don't think
to see if it's offensive to say that.
I doubt it is.
I don't know. I'm sorry if it was. I didn't mean that in a bad way. So the two main bad guys are Scott and his wife, Catherine. And they are these like super high up British people living in India, and they're kind of like the head of the army there in a sense, or at least in that area of the British Army. And they abduct a little girl named Molly, and she has like this beautiful singing voice, and she's like super artsy, and she's from the Gond tribe. Sorry, our dog is snoring right now.
You wrote artsy fartsy.
Oh, I did write artsy fartsy. She's super artsy fartsy. Yeah. And so basically like this was so sad. They threw change at like the mother of Molly. And then they like pretended like that was them like paying for her. And the mom didn't know that. She thought it was just like, oh, here's money to like show our appreciation for your daughter's talent. And so then they basically kidnapped this little girl and they beat up the mom. And
yeah,
they like, that's basically like how they start the movie. It's very sad.
Oh, so yeah, the movie is about 40 minutes until the title sequence.
Yeah, which I have never seen before. That was interesting. It was a very long wait until the title sequence. Okay, so they make sure that they intro the two main characters as being superhumans with crazy strength ability. One being Raj, who defeats an entire mob by himself with a wooden stick, and the other main character being Bahim, who wrestles a tiger. Now, both of them don't know each other yet, but you've been introduced to both of them in their very dramatic and very strong ways. So
Yes, and very manly.
yeah, very manly, very, very manly.
They have lots of testosterone.
So the Gond tribe is furious that the Molly was kidnapped, so they send their guardian, Bahim, the tiger wrestler, to go to Delhi and rescue her. And he decides to put on a disguise as a Muslim man named Akhtar.
Akhtar?
Akhtar? I think Akhtar. There's no S.
I thought there was an S. Oh,
I don't know. It says Akhtar.
I'm tripping. Okay.
So he's in a disguise because he doesn't want anybody to know he's from the Gond tribe. So somebody warns the governor that there is a superhuman coming to take the girl back. And so the governor's wife, Catherine, says that whoever catches this superhuman will be promoted to special officer. So that's when Raj is like, yes, me, please.
Sign me up.
The only trick is that nobody knows what this guy looks like and they don't know his name. They just know that he is coming. So Raj is like, we got to get to work. We got to catch this guy, right?
My volunteer's tribute.
Yep. So Raj and his uncle go to like a pro-independence gathering to try to gain clues and like figure out maybe like if any of these revolutionaries potentially know who the superhuman that is coming is. Yeah. So Bahim actually has a friend who meets Raju. Okay, is his name Raju or Raj? I've been calling him Raj. Is it Raju?
Raju.
Okay, I'm sorry. I meant Raju. I corrected myself halfway through my notes
Oh my God.
as Raju, and I've just been going through calling him the wrong name. So Raju's meets with one of Bahim's friends and is like talking about the rebellion and how he wants to kill the governor, who is Scott, the bad guy.
Anybody named Scott? You're not a good guy.
Can't trust a
down
Scott.
to.
That's what I always say. Don't trust a Scott.
Beans, any thoughts?
I think you got some breaths, some sighs. She's like, I don't even need to say anything. I have nothing to say.
Speak for myself.
Yep. So basically, his friend, Bahim's friend, I don't remember his name, but he starts to take Raju to the little friend group to hang out, right? Because he thinks that he's like a revolutionary. But then they find out that Raju is actually a cop. And so Bahim's friend runs away because he's like, I'm not hanging out with a cop. I'm a revolutionary, you know? Mm-hmm. I'll get arrested or put in jail or interrogated. So then for like the whole movie, there's this whole theme of Raju looking for the friend.
Yes.
Yeah, and
he's like going around to crowds and like, have you seen this man?
Showing a sketch of him, yeah, trying to find him. So now fast forward, not going to give too much context, but you just need to know this. There is a boy in a burning river and someone needs to save him.
Yes.
And nobody wants to. Everybody's like, I'm not going in there.
I'm not doing that. I wouldn't do that. No, I would probably.
Would you?
I would probably try.
I don't think that I would go in there because I feel like
all the kid had to do was swim underneath the flames.
Okay, he was a 7-year-old. How would he know that? Here's my thing.
Should know better.
If I jumped in the water to save him, I am a terrible swimmer. All that would happen is I would become a distraction for the emergency services people who would then have to save me and the kid. Like, I would just make their job that much harder. Yeah, I was a lifeguard, and I was so bad at it. Okay, you want to know the truth? Okay, this is the truth.
Coming out.
We had to swim like 800 meters or something. Actually, I don't even know how far I had to swim, but we had to swim like 10 laps in a pool. I'm a really bad swimmer. I have always been a bad swimmer. I like to run. I can run just fine. Maybe now that I run, when I didn't used to run at that point in life, maybe I'd be a better swimmer.
Yeah.
But I just find swimming very hard for me. Like, I just get very out of breath and exhausted from it. So when I was doing my lifeguard training, we had to swim a certain number of laps. And I just kind of like swam. I was doing my swimming. And then when everybody else got out of the pool, I got out of the pool. I think I did like 4 or 5 laps. But I was literally like, there is no way that I am going to keep swimming in this pool and let everybody watch me be that bad at swimming and then expect them to give me a lifeguard certification. Like, there's absolutely no way.
Well,
So I will say the pools I lifeguarded at, there was no way I would have needed to swim 10 laps worth to get to a child that needed help.
you never know.
Like,
It's all
there's
about
no way.
endurance.
Yeah, I had no endurance at that point in my life. But yeah, the truth is out. You can revoke my lifeguard license if you want. It's already expired, so there's no revoking to do. And I worked in neighborhood pools. It wasn't like I was like a beach lifeguard. Like, that's really intense.
Bondi rescue.
I never lifeguarded like swim team or anything. I literally lifeguarded like 3 kids swimming in the pool. You know what I mean? Like, it was never whatever. I'm justifying it. Okay, I can't swim. Okay. So
Emmy can't swim.
just, you know,
That's what we should name the podcast.
Emmy can't swim. I can. My mom was a swim teacher. She would be so disappointed in me if I couldn't swim. I do know how to swim. I'm just really bad at it. My mom is a great swimmer, though. She can swim laps upon laps. She's fine. Yeah, I can't. I didn't get that gift.
Yeah.
Are you
Win
a good
some,
swimmer?
you lose some. I used to be really good because I used to do swim team every single
Okay,
summer.
when you say that, you did swim team when you were like 7.
Yeah, but
Every single summer until what age?
I don't even know. Like,
Here's my
11 or
thing.
12.
When you are under the age of like 12, you have just endless energy that never drains. So like,
I know.
I don't really think you were that good.
I
think you
wasn't.
were
I
just an
wasn't
energetic
saying I was
child.
that good, but
You literally just said I did swim team every summer. You made it sound like you were like a collegiate athlete or something in swim.
I was D1.
You couldn't even dive. He doesn't know how to dive. I'm outing you right now. You don't know how to
Ouch.
dive.
Look, I don't know how to dive.
At least
So
I can
what?
dive. I can dive. Can you swim?
Yes,
well?
I can swim. I'm a good swimmer. I can tread water for like an hour if need be.
Have you ever done that?
I've done like 45 minutes before.
When? I guess he's got a pool in his backyard, so he's got to be skilled. And he was a pool cleaner. What if you dropped your cleaning chemicals in the pool? You have to go get them. You have to know how to swim.
That's true. I do know how to swim. I just can't
Okay.
dive.
Yep. Okay.
Beans, do you know how to swim?
She sighed. Beans has never been swimming. I don't want her to
I
go
want her to
swimming.
be swimming. That would be
No,
adorable.
because here's the dealio, Schmelio. If she knows how to swim, she's gonna jump in pools all the time, and then we're gonna have a wet dog we have to drive
I
home.
know, but she would be so cute.
It would be really cute, and it's probably a good skill. But I don't ever plan on taking her on a boat, anyways. So like,
True. Okay. Continue. Sidetracked.
back to the story. We got very sidetracked.
Swim tracked.
Basically, boy in a burning river. This is
Right.
when
Right.
Raju and Bahim meet. They're both ironically there, like
Like
100,
whoa.
200 feet apart from each other. They look at each other. They do some weird arm motions that
Okay.
make absolutely no sense.
The fact that they both understood what that meant and they were both on the same page.
I
like
thought it
what?
was so weird. It was really weird. There
was
was like
like,
no way. He was like, and somehow that makes sense. But basically, he does those hand motions. They get together. They save the kid, and they become best friends forever. Cue romantic montage of the two of them being the best of friends.
Yes.
Like a 5-minute long
Two
montage.
bros sitting on a motorcycle,
Just having a good time.
2 feet apart because they are gay.
Yeah. 2 guys on a motorcycle. Yeah. They fell in love, basically. Or love friendship. They become the bestest of friends. So, throughout their friendship, Raju helps Bahim court a female that he has a crush on, Jenny, as we have discussed. And she
Jenny.
also is a part of the British community living in the area. And
The
she
high
lives
class.
in the big castle. So, I was always curious, like, what is her position? Like, why is she there? Because she doesn't have a husband there. She doesn't seem like she has any parents there. And in 1920, a woman didn't really have many rights of her own to be somewhere. She didn't seem like she had a job or anything. She was just living in
She
India.
was just chilling.
Yeah. So I
Good
thought
for
that
her.
was weird. Also, like, with the amount of time they had in this movie, there really wasn't much emphasis on, like, people not wanting her to be with Bahim. Like, nobody really cared.
Really? I feel like that one guy did during the dance scene.
There was one guy who didn't like Bahim, but it was just because that guy liked being the hot shot. Like, he wanted all the girls to be in love with him, and he was mad that Jenny wasn't in love with him.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel that way too.
Yeah. I just
You agreed.
I just agreed with you.
She's
Okay,
tested you.
so next up is the iconic Natu Natu scene where they dance on one leg.
And like they dance for like a very long time.
I know. Here's my thing. Like, can you switch legs? Does it have to be on one leg? They did it for a long time. And like, is one of their legs bigger than the other leg?
I bet you could switch legs.
Because I remember when I was a high jumper in high school, one of my legs was significantly bigger than the other leg.
Well, that seems like a very individual issue that you had to deal with.
I'm just saying, I bet you that their legs were very unproportional. Like, I remember once I went to get a pedicure and I had to pull up my skinny jeans on my legs so that I could get my pedicure. And then I couldn't get the jean down on my left leg. Like, I could not. It was so painful.
Ouch.
But the right one was fine. Just because my left calf was like so much bigger than my right calf.
Wow. My calves are so swole.
That's just because I was a jumper. You like only use one leg when you're a jumper.
I guess that's true. You only use one leg. Mm-hmm. Well, I was a runner. And
you use both legs, but you jump on one leg. So you have more strength in one leg.
When we ran.
Oh, shush.
High jumper only has to use one.
You are so much more coordinated that you know how to use two legs, and I only know how to use one.
Thank you.
Okay. So, whew.
We're getting really off topic.
So, after the dance, Bahim invites Jenny, or Jenny invites Bahim over to her place to get coffee and like hang out. Even though they don't even speak the same language, so they literally can't have a conversation.
This is like an hour into the movie.
Yeah.
Just context.
There's literally like so much more that happens. It's crazy. So they sneak away, get a cup of coffee, and Bahim is like, I need to find Molly because I know she's somewhere in this building. So he runs away, finds her, comes back before Jenny finds out, and he's like, I'm going to come back and save you, Molly. Like, I'm going to save you. You are my sister.
Yeah.
And like, was it actually his sister? Was it that just like a term that people say? Like, do they call each other brother? Do they call each other sister?
I don't know, honestly.
Okay, I didn't know if you knew because I was like, they have a big age gap to be siblings.
Yeah, the age gap was
and her mom
huge.
seemed pretty young looking. I don't know. Moving on. So, during this time, Raju finally finds the man he has been looking for, the friend of Bahim. And he interrogates him very aggressively. Long story short, he gets bit by a snake. He almost dies. Bahim saves his life because they are besties. At this point,
Raju figures out that it's him.
Yeah, well, Bahim outs himself. He tells Raju, he's like, because Raju has no idea that Bahim is undercover, and Bahim has no idea that Raju is undercover.
This is like The Departed all over again.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That movie with Matt Damon and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Nope, don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
No idea what you're talking about.
Somebody will know.
Somebody in this world knows what Jonathan's talking about, and it's not me.
That's usually the case.
This is when Raju finds out that Bahim is the superhuman that he has been looking for. And he's like, oh my gosh, I need to stop him.
Oh my gosh.
So, turns out that night, there is a big, big party going on at the castle.
Huge
because the Scot, the leader of the British people in that area, has just been knighted by the king. So he's a knight.
Oh, I missed that
Sir
entirely.
Scott. Mm-hmm. So he's been knighted, and they're having a party to celebrate it. And Bahim comes storming in with a horde of animals that start to maul the British people to try and kidnap Malia. Or not kidnap her, try to rescue her.
It's a distraction.
And the animals were a distraction, but I was like, I think that's a stupid idea because Molly is literally just standing outside. Like, she could have been mauled by the animals too.
That would have been really funny.
It was a really bad plan, but it was an epic plan. It was pretty cool when he jumped out of the car. Cool. I didn't see it coming at all. So Molly, he fails to save her because Raju shows up and he's like, honey. And he stops him, captures him after a very long fight ensues. And he basically turns Bahim over to the British. So this is when Bahim thinks that Raju has betrayed him, and Raju feels like he has betrayed Bahim as well. But this is when you learn all about Raju's backstory. So I kind of had a hunch the whole time Raju was like undercover, but I also had a hunch that Raju was actually Bahim's brother, and that was not true. I thought it was.
Also,
that's a pretty good guess. Like, that totally could have happened.
That totally could have happened. You're right. Physics just go out the window during the entirety of this movie.
That's how it is in every Marvel movie, though. Like, same difference.
That's true. Yes.
True. Like, I mean, at one point, the man picks up a motorcycle and throws it.
Yeah, and the fall damage doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, and neither of them get injured like at all.
Well, yeah, they do, but it's not. They don't. It doesn't last very long, you know.
I guess.
Kind of fades.
Yeah, I guess, but also like there are like months between all of these things happening. Like, this takes place over a long time. They're just showing you like the main, you know, spark notes, 3-hour-long spark notes of what's happening and their stories and all that. Good gumdrops. So,
fun fact that has nothing to do with what you're talking about.
Yes, give it to me.
Following the film's success, Google introduced a special animation for this film. If one searches RRR on Google, a horse and a motorbike can be seen moving across the webpage.
That is so cute. I love that. I love it when Google does stuff like that. Here's the thing, though. Google does artwork like every day now. It used to be just on the holidays, so now it's not special. Now I don't look at it and think, ooh, what is that? Instead, it's like, oh, it's another one today, you know?
Another one.
They really lost the specialness to it. And whoever the artists are that are pouring time and effort into that, I feel bad that I don't recognize your work every day. But it's because I'm being, you know, bombarded with it. So
you're doing too much.
Take a step back with Google, okay? Take a step back. Now, I need you. Don't go too far.
Take some time off.
Don't go too far. No, don't take time off. I need my random, irrelevant questions answered at all times.
That's true. I feel like...
Just calm down, you know? Just calm down.
Yeah.
You feel like what? What would the world be without Google?
My browser history is so embarrassing because it's just like questions that I should have actually known, but I just Googled to double check.
I remember I was like Googling things, or I was looking at your browser history, and it was so funny. I can't remember what the things you had Googled, but they were like hilarious.
It's like mantis shrimp, or like
what
does PF Chang stand for?
What does PF Chang stand for? Yeah, and then one of them was like, does spice cause nasal irritation or something? It was so funny. I was dying when I was looking at your Google history. And, you know, my mind's probably not that good either. I probably Google the stupidest crap all the time. I mean, 25% of it's just like, am I dying?
Am I okay right now?
Am I like really ill just because my left earlobe hurts, you know?
It says you have network connectivity issues.
Oh, goodness. Okay. So back to what I was talking about. Let's talk about Raju's backstory. So basically, he comes from a very traumatizing childhood where his entire village was attacked and his father was killed by British invaders. And he swears that he is going to go and get weapons to fight the British for his colony, or for his village that he is from.
Rifles.
Yeah, he's going to get rifles for them. And so he is trying to move up in the British ranks so that he can get access to the armory.
It's a pretty long plan, if you ask me.
He's in it for the long run. It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn.
A lot of easier ways, I feel like, to get some weapons.
And how would you do it, Jonathan?
I don't know. I just feel like there would be an easier way.
Beans is literally gonna fall off the couch the way she's sitting, but she seems happy, so we're not gonna mess with it. So that's his backstory. So it turns out he's actually undercover, and he is really fighting with like this loyalty of his mission to like his friendship with Bahim, because he's so close to getting access to the armory. But in order to do so, he has to show his loyalty by literally beating up Bahim in a public place to scare people. And here's my thing.
Clogging him.
So like, he is beating up Bahim in a public place for his cause, supposedly, to stay undercover. But in reality, all he's doing is like making people more scared to rebel, you know?
How far is he willing to go?
Yeah, how far is he willing to go, you know? So he basically beats the crap out of his friend with a whip with spikes on it. And
Yeah,
Jonathan and I
literally.
both, when we saw it, we were like, oh
Like,
my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Like,
This film is really
vocally-
violent.
It is very violent, yeah. It kills a lot of people.
A lot of people die.
A lot of people die in it, but that's just normal for movies these days. So
It's fun, you know? It's what's happening.
yeah. So Bahim is like completely unfazed by this public flogging, and he actually sings in defiance. Beans, you're falling off the couch. I need to rescue our dog right now. She's completely falling off. Here you go.
I was okay.
There you go. Are you okay? She's just making puppy sounds. So Bahim starts to like sing in defiance, and people get inspired by it, and they begin to riot.
Yes.
And they fight back. And this is when Raju is like, wow, maybe I can actually unite people with something other than weapons, you know? Like maybe I can inspire them like Bahim does, and not have to like go through this terrible, terrible thing that I'm doing right now, which is literally being so undercover that you're beating up your closest friend. So,
yeah.
So this is when Raju decides that no cause is worth hurting those that he loves, and he decides to make a plan to help Bahim and Molly escape.
The occupation.
The job? What be?
Like they're occupiers, you know.
Nobody says that. Like I get it. They like the British have occupied that area,
Their job.
but they're escaping the occupation. That just sounds
not
wrong.
The occupation, but the
Okay, moving on. So
imperialistic people.
Bahim is going to be executed, and it's coming up real soon. So Raj Raj decides that he is going to help them escape during the execution. So he convinces the British to hold the execution in a remote place so that people don't martyr the place that Bahim died. And he also convinces them to bring Molly to the site that Bahim is going to be executed at so that Bahim suffers more. But in reality, these are just tactics to get them in an area, in a position where he can help them both escape.
Genius.
So Raju messes with the men's guns, the British men's guns, so that they can't shoot them.
He cuts the firing pin.
Yeah. Jonathan knows those things, all of the things about the guns and such. So, you know, highly expert.
Local gun expert right here. Any advice?
Not his occupation or anything.
Day or night, come to me. Preferably not at night, actually. I like sleeping.
Part of his plan is he makes sure that Bahim has a razor blade when they're transporting him to the location so that he can cut through his ties. And then basically his plan is to like stop them from getting to the execution site, like the bad guys. Bahim is already there. He's trying to stop the main British guy. Bean, stop falling off the couch. She's literally like actively trying to fall off the couch. Oh, she's laying on you now. That's so cute. So, oh, it's so cute. I'm distracted. Okay. She's licking your pants.
Thank you so much, Beans.
So, he basically is fighting with all these British soldiers. Bahim has gotten out of his ties, and Molly is there. And Bahim...
The behemoth.
So, Raj sees a sniper who is going to try to kill Molly.
It was just a regular soldier. It wasn't a sniper.
I know, but he was hiding in a bush, so that makes him a sniper. So he is going to try to shoot Molly. So, but Raju is like, no. And he aims and he shoots the sniper in the head. But from Bahim's angle, it looked like Raju was going to shoot Molly. So he is like, you trying to kill my
Ties
friend?
into the ground.
So he beats up Raju and he runs away.
And he
And I
shoves
was
a
like,
stick
that was
in the
really
ground.
smart writing.
right next
Like,
to him.
he was just saving Molly, but it looked like he was going to shoot her, you know?
That was good writing.
It was
honestly.
actually pretty good writing. I like that. See, that is a much more secure spot. Beans Scott.
Loves the supreme Scott. Very secure.
Beans is sitting in a good spot now. You're not going to fall off
His
the couch
name's
now.
Scott. He's not
Okay,
actually
now I can
Irish.
like move my leg from this very uncomfortable position that I was trying to keep you from falling down. Okay, so Bahim and Molly have escaped. Raju is now in jail for his crimes of helping them escape. So Bahim is like hiding from the government, and they almost got caught, but Raju's fiance happened to be there, and she saves them by claiming that they all have smallpox. And the guards are like, oh, we're not going to go search that room if they have smallpox. So
they never really consider the fact that she could be lying.
I know they didn't. But smallpox was so scary at the time.
That's true.
That, like, I get it, you know.
It's like key Lyme disease. That's a joke. I'm just kidding.
Why would you say that? I don't even get it.
It's called Lyme disease. It's just key Lyme disease.
I know it's called Lyme disease. Why are you saying that? Okay, moving on. So now Bahim, speaking to Raju's fiance, realizes that Raju actually did an act of selflessness and not selfishness. And he's like, oh my God, this is my bestie. I got to go save him. So he runs to the prison that Raju's being held captive at. He rips an iron door off.
With his bare
Don't
hands.
ask me how. I mean, that man has got to have a hernia at this point from how hard he has been like forcefully throwing and ripping things off of walls. So he fights like a million guards, chicken fight style, with Raju. So Raju is on his shoulders.
Because Raju's legs were like
beat really bad, so he couldn't walk.
Yes, but then somehow like an hour later
he could walk. Yeah, an hour later he could walk.
So all injuries are temporary. I'd like to live in that world.
Yeah, I guess, you know, like they have like a 15-minute reboot period.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So, yeah, later on they're fighting in such and such. Lots of guards, lots of explosions, lots of action. You know,
he fires a bow and
be.
arrow with a grenade on it.
That was actually pretty cool. I've never seen anything like
really
that.
cool.
That was
Never
pretty
seen that
smart
before.
idea, actually. So they then shoot the head. Oh, wait, I totally skipped a line. So the most important thing that happens is Bahim throws a flaming motorcycle into a room of explosives, and it blows up the castle.
Yes, like the entire castle somehow.
Yeah.
Not sure how, but
Well, it was a lot of explosives.
a lot of incendiary devices.
Yeah, whatever that means.
IEDs.
So,
TNT, nitroglycerin.
okay. Moving on. So, basically then after that they find Scott, the British guy, and they kill him, shooting him with a British bullet. And there's been a theme the whole time about how Scott won't let his men kill like prisoners, Indian prisoners, with bullets because he says that the bullet is too expensive to be produced and shipped to India, that it's not worth an Indian life.
Bullets are really expensive though.
Well, yeah, of course they are. They're literally made to kill people. They shouldn't be cheap. But so they then end it by shooting the British guy with one of his British bullets to kill him.
Ka-chow.
And then there's like a blood splatter on the phrase, the sun never sets on the British Empire, which was like epic.
Yes.
It was very epic. So it is crazy how such a tiny little country took over so much of the world in like not that long ago. Less than 100 years ago, they were still doing it. It's crazy. Yeah. So basically they win, and then they bring the guns back to the tribe to give everyone rifles, which they achieved their goal. And what I thought was weird is I thought they just crushed the government, you know?
Well,
but do they just still want the guns just to have?
Well, yeah, but there's still going to be more people. I mean, there's going to be
I guess
somebody
there's
to
more
replace
people.
him.
Yeah, that's true. There's going to be more
And there's different
people.
parts of the country where they're being occupied.
Different occupations, yeah. They should just quit.
They should just quit.
LOL, that's not true. So that's all I had to say about the movie.
Some fun facts.
Ooh, yeah, you weren't dropping them much. You were just so enthralled by the story.
Well, I said a lot at the beginning. That was my all in the bank. I just kind of let them out.
Okay.
It was shot over 320 days, which is a long frickin' shoot for a movie.
There were a lot of scenes, though. There were a lot of scenes. I mean, it sounds like a lot. That's like almost a year.
Yeah. James Cameron met the filmmaker S.S. Rajamouli at the Critics' Choice Awards. Revealed that he watched the film twice, first by himself and the second with his wife. He was impressed with the film and analyzed it, and told him, if you ever want to make a movie over here, let's talk.
Who did? J.J. Abrams?
James Cameron.
Oh, James Cameron. Oh, that's like a big shot, too. Oh, that's cool. They're like besties for the resties. I love that for them.
You know the Chinese IMAX theater in Los Angeles?
No.
It's very iconic.
Oh, wait, yes, I do. I do.
So that screened at that theater, and it got sold out in 98 seconds.
98 seconds?
Yeah.
That movie is so popular. Come on, Netflix, get it together.
It was initiated by Beyond Fest, and they tweeted and called it a historic moment for an Indian film.
Was that the first time a movie has sold out that fast at that theater?
Probably. I don't know. It's pretty
That
crazy.
is a historic moment. That's awesome.
But yeah, that's all I have to say about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty crazy movie. It would have been really fun to see this in a theater with a bunch of people.
I actually would have loved to see it in a theater. I just would have 100% needed an intermission. First off, there's no way my bladder would have lasted that long. I would not have survived.
That's true.
But I would have loved to actually see that in a theater, for real. It was just cheesy, but just what I needed,
Yes.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
There's a new movie out called The Covenant that I want to see. I don't know if it's coming to Brookings
It's in
or
theaters, yeah. Starting April 20th, though.
Well, yeah, it's playing this April 20th. I want to see it. Let's see it. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, Jakey boy. Yeah, we can talk about that. It looks like a war movie.
Yeah, kind of. And I just watched his Hot Ones, and it's great. So shout out to another YouTube channel.
Yeah, literally, Jonathan was doing the laundry. And I went into our bedroom to dust something.
Oh, really?
And I heard you were just sitting in the closet laughing, listening to the Jake Gyllenhaal Hot Ones. I don't know if you were folding laundry or anything, but it's just funny. It was just funny walking in and not seeing you, but hearing that you were just sitting in the closet laughing, watching the Jake Gyllenhaal Hot Ones. It was really funny. I was sitting there laughing.
I had finished the laundry.
So you were just hiding in the closet.
Hiding in the closet.
You were in there for a long time. Were you hiding from me?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Not from
I think
you,
it's time to leave the podcast, everybody. And we're going to watch The Covenant next time.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if I ever see you hiding in the closet again,
I'm going to come out.
Stop.
You don't want this.
It's time to end it. Bye.
Bye.